My name is Nickel, and today a pretty insane goal has been achieved by someone in the Overwatch community. A guy named Tree Boy Dave has been working on his goal of getting 100 hours into every single character in Overwatch since the end of May last year, when the game was first released. And over time, he's posted updates saying that he just finished 100 hours on another character, and he would let everyone know which character would come up next. But now, he's actually finished 100 hours of every single character in the game. So it's kind of weird for me to even see this, but if you look at the colored bars that show the relative amount of time you've played in the game, he has them all exactly equal now. So if you just think about the basic math there, 100 hours times all 24 of the characters would come out to 2,400 hours. And 2,400 hours is 100 full days of gameplay. That is intense. So even though it's been just a little bit over a year, that's still 100 full days of gameplay out of basically the last year or so. I actually went over onto a stream to ask him a few questions, starting with what was the reason he started this all to begin with. And he said that originally he was a Mercy main, but then he saw May and thought she would be fun, so he switched to May and then decided he wanted to get them both to 100 hours. So from that point, he kind of realized that he would be playing Overwatch for a long time, so he set himself a long-term goal. I asked him how he decided the order of which heroes to play first. And basically what he did, from that point, he went through and found one character from each category that he wanted to play the most and put them all in a list. So if he was working on a particular hero and somebody wouldn't switch off of that hero, he would just choose the next one down the list. So from what he told me in his Twitch stream, basically he played all the heroes he wanted to play the most at the beginning, and as he went on, he was playing through characters that weren't exactly his first choice. And the final character on that list was Soldier 76. Someone named Wearer of Boxers broke it down into hours, saying that out of 8,760 hours, 2,400 of those were playing the game, which is about 25% of each day since Overwatch was launched has been spent playing the game. And as elaborated by Rob Gunn, that doesn't even count everything outside of the game itself, like being in the menus or warming up and queuing. He actually posted all of his stats as well. So just looking at his overall career stats, we see that in quick play, he has 46 eliminations and a 50-minute objective time. The 50-minute objective time is obviously really weird. And so when somebody asked him about that, he said that it was during the double XP weekend where a bunch of friends and him ended up against each other. So they decided to have a really long game. And during that game, he ended up setting a damage record with Widow at 101,000. And he shows a bunch of other stats from this point, like organizing it by the games won. So apparently he won the most amount of games via Torbjorn, then Lucio, then D.Va. But every character was between 314 and 493, so in the 300s or 400s, in terms of the number of games won. His highest win percentages were for the same three characters, and it is pretty interesting that he has a 60% win rate with Torbjorn, because that's a pretty good win rate, and it's the highest of any character that he plays. And usually you don't really see very many people putting 100 hours into Torbjorn, but it looks like he actually came out ahead with Torbjorn. His win rate is also over 50% with Lucio, D.Va, Roadhog, Reinhardt, May, Bastion, and Symmetra. And also, if you look in the upper right corner of the screen, you can see that he had a total of 9,118 wins. For weapon accuracy, he was actually the highest with Pharah, but then came back with the highest eliminations per life with Torbjorn at a 2.20 eliminations per life ratio. So now that he's accomplished the 100 hours of every single hero, he says that his next goal is to fix the all mode section. So if you look at this one, it's actually not even. Mercy has 146 hours and then it cascades off from there. And apparently it looks messy to him. So his plan in order to fix this is to play arcade modes that are tracked in the career profile to get all of his heroes to 150 hours in rainbow order, like his quick play time is. And I'm assuming he probably wants to do the one for all modes because now that is what is shown as the default, where that wasn't the case because it didn't exist when he started his journey for 100 hours on every hero. And obviously the all modes is different than the quick play mode because it also includes competitive hours. But something that looks like it'll even supersede the all modes goal is whenever a new hero will be released, he wants to get that hero to the 100 hours in quick play before going back to the current goal. And then once he's done with all of that, he plans on getting every hero to 250 hours in quick play in the rainbow order. So this is such a huge long-term goal to set for yourself that kind of seems overwhelming. And about halfway through his goal, he actually started streaming over on Twitch and uploading VODs to his YouTube channel. So I'll be leaving links to both of those down below in the description, because clearly it sounds like he's going to be streaming a lot if he's ultimately going to try to get to 250 hours on every hero and fill out his all modes goal as well. And so something he's also mentioned in his previous posts, because he's actually made a lot along the way like I mentioned before, is that he also achieved the goal of getting every achievement in the game. And so when he explained how he got his sextuple with Zenyatta, he said that he was actually trying to get the Rapid Discord achievement. Someone named Chris Flying One threw out some kind of interesting numbers as well, except in a different direction, which was that he spent over a quarter of a year playing Overwatch, not counting the queuing times, and it looks like he dies about an average of once every minute. So according to his math, Treeboy Dave has spent over 17 days looking at the respawn screen. And as for probably one of the first questions you might be thinking, how does he have time to do all of this? He said that he works in shifts. So he does 4 days on and 4 days off, so he has a lot of time to just sit down and play the game. And usually on his days off, he'll just sit down after waking up and play until he goes to sleep, except for getting food and going to the bathroom. And the job that allows him to work in shifts like that is in IT support. So there's a lot more data to go through for those of you guys that are interested in the data for this that I'll leave a link to down below. But don't forget to check out his YouTube channel and his Twitch stream, also linked in the description. If you guys haven't had a chance to check out yesterday's video, I'll leave a link to that video down below as well. And if you'd like to submit any topics for me to talk about here on the channel in future videos, you can do so over on underwatch.com. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.